So this brings us back to the powerful FX chart patterns. You can see the rest of this course with the free 3-hour intro into Forex course, which is a report DVD which I get. Basically, in this part of the course, we're looking at Forex patterns, powerful Forex patterns which reoccur in the market every single day on all time frames, whether that be a 5-minute, 10-minute, 15, 20, 25, 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour. These patterns reoccur in Forex every day. By identifying them and using them in combination with some of the candlestick patterns which are introduced in the free course, you can look at a probability rate of between, I would say on a conservative side, 70% on with the right candlestick, the right volume, the right indicators. It's almost a surefire 100% success in terms of actually reading these patterns. So for example, I'll explain this further in detail. Most people say that you can't predict Forex with 100% predictability. Now that might be true in some cases, but when you know how to read price action, when you've got the right patterns in front of you combined with the right technical indicators, then I'm sorry to say that in certain cases you can't be right 100% of the time, but you can be 100% right at certain times, and this is where these patterns come in. So let's discuss our next pattern, the double top. The double top is a bearish pattern with an M shape. Two tops will succeed, reflecting an important resistance. This marks a reversal point in which sellers will overtake the buyers. This pattern may also be in a WV pattern. We'll speak about a triple top later on. So basically, when you look at the market, the bulls push it up, but then they can no longer take it any higher. Sellers take it down. The bulls then come in control, but cannot push it further than the previous resistance. They then push it down to support, where the bulls can no longer push it up, and sellers then take it down. And this is usually called the neckline below here. Another thing with the double top is that a double top will usually form in an uptrend. It's an uptrending pattern, so you'll usually see it in an uptrend. Now, where I say 100%, I don't want people to say, "Oh, I'm promising that you can be 100% accurate." I don't want people to take that out of context. What I'm saying here is, if you looked at this pattern in the FX market, and you saw that over here, that MACD was turning down, your moving averages were starting to turn down, volume was picking up. Now, certain Forex patterns or charting services don't offer volume. So if volume wasn't there, if you're using stochastics, RSI, and you got to this point in the market, and you saw that MACD was down, RSI was down, stochastics were down, your moving averages were down, and this was a large bearish engulfing pattern, you can be certain that it's going down. If it's breaking below the support line here, which is the neckline, it's not going to go any higher. So that is one way that you can be 100% sure. So I'm not saying that you're going to be 100% sure 100% of the time. I'm saying that you can be 100% certain when the right probabilities come into play, and that is when all the indicators are doing their thing and you can read them properly. So let's take a closer look at this, what this might look like on a chart. So as I say, this can happen on a monthly, weekly, 15-minute time frame that you see these patterns occur. They're more powerful on longer term time frames. For example, your monthly head and shoulders pattern is stronger than a 5-minute head and shoulder pattern. But as you can see here, we have a support line. The US dollar breaks down through the support line. It finds support here. It then goes back, tests resistance, fails resistance. If you look closely here, the first thing you see after this long bullish engulfing pattern, in fact, I just call this a bullish pattern. A true bullish engulfing pattern is a pattern like this, where actually the body should overtake the entire previous bearish candle. But in this case, for example, we have a long-legged spinning top. So whenever you see shadows at the bottom below your candles, you know that there's a lot of buying pressure, because what's happening is they're pushing price down, the sellers, but the bears have been able to push it back up, which often leaves these long wicks at the bottom of these candles. And the opposite is true. When you see longer candles at the top of a candle, these longer wicks, you know that there's selling pressure. So one way that we could have been pretty certain if this had been to the right edge of the chart is that we had a dark candle here, which was telling you that sellers were involved. Then we had a doji here, and then we had another doji, a gravestone doji, and basically then we saw downtrend. So when we already saw this, I mean, personally, I would have already entered the market over here. It would have then entered down here, but once you had seen this resistance, the support being taken out, you could be sure that this was going to be a pretty long move. But you must remember, and this always used to confuse me when I entered into forex stocks and was acquainted to technical analysis. I always used to get worried when going to the long side and to the short side, because I always used to think, the thing's going to just go up. But no market just moves straight up. What happens is the buyers come in, they take some profits off the table, they buy back into the market. The same thing with sellers. Sellers will sell, take their profit off the table, see what's happening in the market. The bulls aren't ready yet to go in, so they short it further. And that's basically how it happens. So the next chart pattern which we cover is the flag. So stay tuned for that one. And by the way, if you have any questions regarding some of the stuff that I cover in this course, this free course and the course which is off on the actual website, you can always send me an email, contact me via YouTube, and then we can discuss anything that you have, any questions that you have. I'll be more than happy to make a video for you. So just stay tuned for the next video, and that will be the flag pattern.